So it is a completely working thing, and you can purchase it from the Bellybound store, so there you go. Ah, I forgot the description. Why? You notice that this description doesn't really show up. You might wonder, well, that's strange. Where's that? It says add text here. And then you're like, well, what if I buy a fresh one? Description, Z ground plant. So, the description for buying it: a fat leafed, let's just spell it wrong. Plant that traps unsuspecting passerbys. That'll work. Copy, paste that in both places. SPOV. Ground flap plant. Alright. You want to make sure that anything you make, it looks like it could belong in game and doesn't have any major bugs other than possibly its behavior, because when they get complex it's hard to avoid that. But if all the interaction is solid, that people could use it, there we go. Prepare. So this one isn't a summoner, so, but it currently has that problem. This is something that's been an issue with a lot of these things. I might have plugged in the description in the object, but this will catch you off guard, is that your item script, this Lua, this tells, for something that you want to remember values, what it's going to be. And the default text description is add text here, right? You may be saying, well, it has a name, and it sets the name. And I'm like, well, wow. Do I really want that level of complication for this plant? And the answer is no. But I'm going to leave this in here. I'm just going to change this function. This get item status string, I'm going to set this to nothing. And then we'll just add in the default description, because I don't really care about displaying its stats, how many people it's eaten, or whatever, or what pills. I don't care. Default description. We'll just copy it from the object. Remember, the premise of SPOVs is they're a little bit more like Pokemon in that they remember things. This is the script that lets you see how they lets you remember stuff. So when you add stuff into the item, any of the data you have in storage is stored if you've sent information to it. So there's only so much there's actually an unlimited thing. The default values bit, yeah, it'll set the storage values if you have them. And by default, if you have anything in the VSO store, like what the dino's doing, you can then remember who you were eating, how many, and what your belly status was. That way people can't just, you know, treat you like trash and create and delete you at will, playing God. It's actually a little bit more complicated. We want it to be more like pets than just a throwaway entertainment block, if possible. And since they can actually move and interact and do things, it ought to be pretty interesting for that. So I gotta throw that one away. You have to make new ones if you want to see the text update, you might notice. So I gotta reload before these changes apply. Annoying, but so be it. Eventually, these things can be spawned as enemies in game. We'll get to that point. So make sure you have an idea of what you want your creature to do before you start making it. There's the old one, and yay! So if I destroy this one, it's still got the solid text, but if I destroy this one and it doesn't eat me, then it's fixed. Good. So you have to remove them to update that text, which is a bit annoying. I'm probably forgetting a lot. but in that order, that's how you go from nothing to something. Now the next sets will have to be the advanced stuff. But now you have another SPOV to play with, and it works as intended. Whoop-de-doo. So let's stop there, and we'll see what people think about this. Since that took a lot longer than I expected due to me flapping my jaw, let's cut that video there. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you want to see in the next tutorial.